And we're live at Rock and Roll Mine in Herkimer County, New York. A production of WROX, American Radio 99. We're live here at Rock and Roll Mine in Herkimer County, New York, USA, planet Earth. Steve has arrived on time every time. Never misses. We're here. We're at Rock and Roll. We have the soothing sounds of jackhammers coming from the distance. This is a really nice crystal. It was extracted from the Thunder Pocket, which is technically part of the Bigfoot Pocket, the floor of the Bigfoot Pocket. Really nice, got a root beer kind of a color to it. Got some iron inclusion. Okay. That's one example that I brought with me today. I have a few things to show. It's Saturday, September 16th, 2023, and this is live at Rock and Roll. We're going to get into a little bit of hard rock mining in a bit. This is where we extract these crystals from the ground, from the earth, from hard rock. It's extremely difficult rock. We're going to be peeling some of this layer here back, getting into this seam, continuing on this line, coming from here, which is motoring straight through the mountain. This is what we do. We gotta do a lot of hard work to get to these pockets. It's not just winning a lottery. So we mine daily, live. Whatever happens, happens. We find crystals, usually every day, some small ones, nice ones. And we're here. Daily at noon for Noontime Nuggets on WROX, brought to you by Radio Free America. This is the only show in the world that broadcasts live daily Herkimer diamond mining. Straight from Herkimer County, New York, from our private farm and crystal mine. This is Live at Rock and Roll. root beer colored tabby. Has an iron inclusion, carbon inclusion, kind of all mixes together and makes this really nice root beer color. No damages during the mining process for this. And this piece, you can see extracted. It's the first piece extracted in our video, Only Poles, number 3. Only Poles is a sexy look at some of our extractions, some of the times that we've pulled crystals out of the earth. And we edit it down, some of our live videos, working on a pocket. We edit them down into quick views that are only the pulls. It's kind of like OnlyFans, but it's naked crystals. And then they get all cleaned up. And I show them off here in these, the beginning of the lives. We're gonna get into some of this hard rock mining. We have to start here and eventually end up way over there. That's the idea. So we're working on this line. This is where I'm at right now. Working on this line. Those are pretty large blocks. Top of the mountain. It's way up there. So this is what we're looking at. This is what we're doing with our life. Today I brought some other things to show you. Not something that I do every day, but today I remembered. I brought some other things. Okay, one thing that we do here, if I find a crystal and it's like this, right? Sometimes the crystals in the pocket, they weather themselves away, right? You see this? This is what we call rehealed. So it's been sitting in the pocket for so long that all the little jagged edges and bits, they were rehealed over by the quartz. So this is a piece that's split away from a really nice, gemmy, really super clear crystal. It looks a little cloudy because it's, it separated. But it's actually really, really clear. Really nice. It's got a little bit of smoke. It's got kind of an iron inclusion in there. There's some cool stuff going on. So when I find a crystal and it's like this, it's really nice. Look how clear that is. You can practically see through it, even though it's a little bit broken on the back. And this wasn't damaged during the mining process. This just weathered itself away inside the pocket. Well, when I find these, we make these. That is a beautifully cut, perfect gem. It's still in its little box, so you're catching a little bit of a reflection off the top of the box. We send these to our gem cutter in Asheville. Each gem cut is 1/1. We don't have multiples made. I'm gonna take this out of the box, and I'm gonna show you that from this, what comes from this here at Rock and Roll, what we do with it. So I've been talking about our jewelry for quite a few This is a rather large gemstone. This gemstone is 19 carats of Herkimer diamond rock and roll goodness. Okay? Our gem cutter makes incredibly perfect, amazing jewels. Out of these. And this is only the beginning, folks. We have quite a few of these gems made, and we're currently just beginning production of our jewelry line. We're having our jewelry created as I show you this. And this is only one. This is the largest. This one is a little bit crazy. This is a very large jewel. It wouldn't even really look right, I don't think, on someone's finger, but we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do something amazing with this crazy thing. It's more for, this piece is more for display purposes, to show. It's large enough to show what it is that we're doing. Show the quality of material that we're able to find at Rock and Roll. And this is what we can do with it. This is what we are doing with it. And these are really cool. Might be a little bit bigger than you can see in this video. It's kind of crazy how big it is. So when people ask me if Herkimer diamonds are, if we've cut them when they're natural, I say no. They come with all those facets. But then we can take it a step further and we can add more and make it a different shape. Let's rock and roll. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're doing. This is what we're producing here. Soon we will have really, really incredible, truly incredible jewelry available. If you like Tiffany's, if you like really beautiful antique designs in the highest quality materials, handmade by one person, all gemstones mined by one person, and all gemstone cuts by one person. That's a trinity of design and creation. And that, my friends, is the best kind of band you can be in. Three-piece band. Let's talk about three-piece bands. Cream. Jimi Hendrix Experience. King Crimson from 1971 to 1974 when they did some of their craziest, coolest stuff. Made an incredible amount of music with only 3 people. Nirvana. Three-piece bands. Okay, so we are at Rock and Roll. It's Saturday. We're reporting live on the scene, on site at Rock and Roll Mine, where they are producing incredible UFOs of extraterrestrial nature and, frankly, reverse engineering some of the highest technology informational storage capsules just let that sink in. Here we are. Let's talk about it. What is it made out of? Here we have this. This is amazing and awesome. This is actually a piece from the same crystal that this piece was cut from. It's just a smaller piece of the actual literal. This is part of the other half of this crystal. So I'm not just bringing you, listen, this is science, okay? This is a scientific journey that we're embarking on together. I wouldn't just bring you some junk and then try to show you this. This is where this came from. They're the same. Quantum entanglement. Never mind, let's not get into all that. Whoa, Nelly. Sometimes I just have to go, whoa, Sean. Okay, let's talk about this shiny thing. Quantum entanglement is a conversation for another 3-hour podcast on someone else's channel. But I recommend it. Here we have this. Here we have this thing. This thing. Okay. Now my fingerprints are all over it and stuff or whatever. It'll be fine. It has its own fancy box. I can't get any dirt in there. I'm always getting dirt on things because it's my job to just look through dirt. Okay, here we are. There you go. Perky box. Clean. Fresh. This is rock and roll. This is what we're doing, okay? This is the stuff. All right. Not showing off. Just gotta let people know sometimes. Gotta let y'all know. Cause I'm talking about this jewelry all the time and people are asking, people are saying, you don't even show me something, dude. All right, so there's a thing that is part of that process. So it's on the way. We'll be able to do some pre-orders and things like that soon on some white gold and silver. White gold and silver. I think we might even be able to get it to you by Christmas. Boom, Christmas. All right, I just set a goal that's way too soon for myself live on television. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Steve. You would. You're gonna love these designs, and I will send you a rendition of the designs. What do we have? We have 3 rings and 3 pendants that match the rings. So that's 3 sets also. 3s. All right. Okay. Okay. So, we're here at Rock and Roll Mine. I'm trying to find some of these things in the earth, in some of this hard rock over here. We got a hammer. What do we got? We got some tools over here. We got some bars and some pieces of steel that you can try to stick in there and stuff. Right? Those are the things to get these things out of the earth. Now, doesn't that seem, it seems counterintuitive, doesn't it? It really does, doesn't it? Slam it with a hammer, stick some steel in the hole, and then get these out perfect, right? Perfect every time. It seems just ridiculous. I know. How does he do it? How do they do it? How do any of them do it? Well, there's only a few of them. There's only a few of them that do it. And do it well and do it right. Without using a bunch of crazy machines, smashing everything up, dragging across the floor with a fucking the cheapest heavy machine that you can find, that you can buy, that you can rent. Get some air hammer from Harbor Freight. Smash. Okay? It's hard enough to get these things out with a hammer and a bar, let alone smashing them with some dumb machine. Machines are dumb, you know, they don't think, you know, they don't feel. Newsflash, robots don't feel. Parking lots aren't the answer. What are we gonna do today? It's Saturday. Everybody wants to have fun on Saturday. I want to see Allison in a bikini. It's a nice day out here in Herkimer County. We're gonna do a quick news flash. In Herkimer County, it's 72 degrees, sunny, a little hazy, because Canada's on fire and they've set up a bunch of fans to blow it all down to New York. But we can still breathe. So we're like, fuck you, Canada. And then we just keep doing the shit that we're doing. Just fucking running chainsaws and just riding John Deere mowers around and just doing donuts. Chopping firewood. Has been pretty smoky though. I don't care. I smoke like 6 joints a day and a pack of cigarettes, so Canada doesn't bother me. I just wish that they would call it the smoking section, throw a bunch of New Jersey diners up there, and just let us all fucking have cheese fries and shit, if it's gonna be like this. Cheese fries. Okay. Here we are at a bunch of rocks. These are all rocks. They might probably have, maybe there's some crystals in there somewhere, like in here, in this area, I'm thinking. Somewhere over here. We're gonna find them, we're gonna put them in our pocket. I'm gonna read some comments now. Let's see who's here. Let's see what's going on. What is going on here? I don't know. Half the time, Steve is here. Holly is here. Great. Allison's here. Steve is here. Holly's here. Probably maybe Bill is here. Micro Pyro is here. Yes, Bill, that is a gigantic round brilliant cut. Because we just wanted to see if we could do it. A 20 carat gigantic round brilliant cut. And it is it is for display purposes. We're not actually putting it in that piece into a piece of jewelry. I believe that you have seen the other cuts on the Instagram. You can see the fancy cuts on the Instagram. I didn't bring those out. I shouldn't have brought this one out, but we're friends and I wanted to show you guys, and you're not gonna tell Nick that I had it outside, so it's cool. Just don't tell Nick. It's supposed to be in the safe. It's okay, I have high level clearances, majestic level, so it's fine. All right. We have important things to do here. We have to find these crystals. Bob and Susan at headquarters said that Saturdays are very important days because a lot more people tend to show up. That's what Susan said. And I said, how do you know who shows up? You're in Boise, Idaho. And then they told me that they have an eye in the sky and they can see everything. Creepy ass Susan being creepy at headquarters. Okay? That's weird, Susan. Space lasers, okay? That's what you're telling me, Susan? Space lasers, that's what you got? WROX is a broadcasting network affiliate of Radio Free America. Exercise your right to listen to the radio. This is a safety meeting, and it's very important that everything and everyone is safe before anybody touches that hammer or that dangerous instrument of doom and destruction over there. These things, they're pokey. So, safety meetings in order: initial safety meetings, midway safety meetings, an end safety meeting. This is art. They gave me a very specific map. I was being all willy-nilly with the safety meetings there in the beginning when I first started out here at WROX. And you know, they allowed me that freedom there for a little while, but then they said, reel it in, Sean, reel it in. Okay, reel it, step back, take a step back. 3 safety meetings. They put it in the contract. They said that I have to talk about the weather every 17 minutes for a minute and a half. There's all these, they call it a map to success. And I'm like, what the, who the fuck? They said Judy in marketing is a genius. That's what they said to me. Judy in marketing is a genius. She came up with it. It's a map for success. Can you believe it? That's what they said to me. 3 safety meetings. Sounds like censorship to me, Judy. That's what it sounds like. Sounds like keep your laws off my body, Judy. Okay? You and Susan are ganging up on me. Judy and Susan. You know, what can I do? I'm all the way here in Herkimer County on the side of a mountain. They're in Boise, Idaho. Apparently they have space lasers. This looks all rusty over here. There's some kind of a seam. This is a bunch of green algae and stuff because the water comes down. This is the pond, right? So I'm digging out this pond. It's really going to be like a water retention pond, kind of like a swimming pool, like a natural swimming pool. The water comes down in the spring and the summer. It's not doing it anymore right now. It's still pretty wet. But you can see it's real rusty there, right? It's real rusty there. So obviously that's where the water was going, but then we were losing a lot of water between there and here where it would cascade down, because it would have to go under here and everything. And so then I know now that there's crystals under there, so now I want the crystals. First of all, number one, we wanted the crystals. Second of all, we had some safety meetings. Third of all, Then we realize it's rusty there, so stop. That's where the water comes down. Now we want to pull all this back to there. Pull all this back to there. Take these blocks out. Get all the crystals under there, under that seam right there. You can see it. You see it. I see it. We all see it. And I'm only telling you guys this because we're friends. And I want you to have some kind of an idea of the journey that we're embarking upon together. But also it seems like I'm just doing weird random shit if I don't tell you guys what the plan is. We're not noodlers, okay? We're not in a jam band. I'm handing you the sheet music, and I expect excellence in your performance. So, with that having been said, remote viewers, I know you're out there. I saw that you've clocked in for the day. I know who's who and what's what, you guys. I need you to give me the GPS coordinates. Now, this is a daily mission, okay, for the remote viewers out there, especially any remote viewers who may have worked for some, let's just call it, let's just come right out and say, if you've worked for any government agencies and you happen to be out there and you're a remote viewer and you can give me the specific GPS coordinates on a crystal pocket somewhere in this rock, you will be rewarded. We pay with PayPal and Venmo. But we don't accept unsolicited material from inexperienced people. So if you clocked in today and you are a valued, operative on our team, this deal applies to you. If you're just some rando from somewhere out there in the world, go ahead and give it a shot. Send us an email, rockandrollmine@gmail.com. We're always accepting applications. With that having been said, we have to notify you now that we are an equal opportunity employment source in America. We have certain standards that we have to uphold, like safety meetings and magic. It's the American way. We're going to try to finger bang this rock because we're in a relationship right here, and we're going to try to just liberate that from there, kind of like how we did with this block here. We just kind of pulled it right out of there. Pullout game is strong here. You just got to pull that boulder right out of there. And crystals are on the floor. So we're going to try to negotiate some deals with this inanimate object. It only recognizes brute force. So we're just going to go ahead and try some of that. We're going to try some. locking it all up. Kind of like the back end piece of a piece that got taken out, but it split, and it didn't go across its proper seam, so it kind of was like holding everything back. So I had to get this piece out right here before anything else is gonna do anything. So just in case you couldn't hear a fucking word I just said, I had to take that one piece out in particular. That's why I was being really specific about getting that one piece out. I had to get that one out to be able to move anything else, because that piece was broken off from the back end of the boulder that was in front of it, and it was kind of locking some things. So I'm gonna have to deal with that, you know, kind of stuff, like where some pieces lock up some other things. And you can't do anything until you do that first. So as you can see, that one piece came out like all in one piece on a seam that it naturally produced for itself over time. So that sculpture is a little more done, and you can see that this piece here looks more like it all belongs together. It's all part of its same like block. And we got some steps going on here, layers that we still haven't gotten down to. This is a layer, so these seem a little wonky, that kind of like taller stuff. But once all that comes out, this is gonna really make a lot more sense, and then just peel right up this gigantic block here, just like this block did. If you don't believe me, you can refer to the last block. All right, and that's the way I do it. I don't know how other people do it. It's kind of like having sex. Like, I know that they have sex, but I don't want to know exactly how they do it. A lot of people have kids, so I'm like, wow, you had sex, but I don't want to know how you did that. Some people have crystals, and I say, wow, that's great that you have crystals. I just don't want to know how did you do that? I don't know. Please don't tell me. I'm just kidding. These are jokes, folks. You know, I mean, sometimes I have to take a moment and I have to just remind everybody that this is, you know, it's just jokes. Inappropriate jokes are the best kind of jokes. So don't fuck around. Don't fuck around with stupid jokes. Just go right for the inappropriate ones that make people feel a little bit weird and question reality. Rip Norm Macdonald. Rip. R.I.P. R.I.P. You know, make a joke about a cock every once in a while. Whatever, who cares? Do it on Saturday Night Live if you can, if you got that kind of power. Good for you, Norm. Aren't you guys? Are you having fun? Let's check some comments. Let's see what the fuck is going on. What is happening here? Okay, okay, Holly is here. That's where we left off. Lou is here. She's repping Australia. Bill is here. Okay, we have one official. We have one official. Uh, I just took a screenshot to make sure that that's documented properly, and I will sign off on that personally. Bill, I'll sign off on that one personally. Okay. Okay, let's talk about a common misconception about the mother lode. A common misconception is that it's a load like, well, you know, a load. But it's actually LOAD, load, mother lode, which makes sense. And this is how crazy English, American English is that it's not actually the mother lode, LOAD. It's actually the mother lode, LODE. And it refers to gold claims. And it would, I believe, go back to the American early 1800s. And a lode claim, LODE, a lode claim, was a gold claim. So if you had a really good gold claim in a mountain, I believe that the lode claims are claims that are on elevated mountains and mountaintops. I might be wrong. I'm gonna look that up, because you know what? I just realized in my brain, in the big book of weird shit that I know in my brain. But here's the thing. It's all from notes that I've taken, and sometimes it's shorthand, and sometimes it's just fucking illegible, you know? Illegible. And that is why I need someone else to take notes. Which is why we employ remote viewers, because remote viewers they're just taking notes from the stream of consciousness. Chris is here. Yeah, isn't it crazy? Just hanging out, looking at rocks. I like it, you know, checking out rocks, hanging out with rocks, looking at how big rocks are, how small they are. That's what I like to do. That's right, safety meetings, safety breaks, safety meetings. That's what we do. Everybody's got to be safe. You got to have your boots on, put yours, at least sunglasses, you know, at least wear your sunglasses. If it's nighttime where you are right now, wear your sunglasses anyway. Holly is here. Holly is present. I am present. I am present. I haven't found a crystal yet today, and that's okay, because some days we do find crystals, and so then we can talk about a crystal that we found on a different day at the same place at a different time. This one has no damages from the mining process, because we don't do that here. We don't do it. It's against the rules. That is protocol. We don't break crystals. None of them. None of them. This is live number 128. Live at Rock and Roll Mine 128. This crystal was dug out of the floor of the Bigfoot pocket in a pocket that we're calling the Thunder Pocket, because it started downpouring rain and thunder as we were pulling these out. But it didn't stop us. We just kept going and going. That's what we do. We just go. So this is one crystal that came out of the floor. The origin point, right? Origin point. Good. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, probably mostly in some mountainous region, and then there was a creek leading down, and a bunch of boys was finding some gold in that creek, and then they just followed it on up. Yep, that's what I do. I've never looked for gold. I've never panned for gold. I may try though. I do watch some videos. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do exactly what you folks are doing right now, and I just check out some videos of some other things, like gold, sometimes. All right, so this is a crystal that we located, well, exit stage right. We located it over there. Just on the other side of this subscribe button, right here, there was a crystal like right over there. You wouldn't believe it. Right on the other side of the subscribe button. So if you were here, we had to delete what I call a triangle, and you can see that it had kind of like a bit of a triangle-y vibe. It's not a perfect triangle, but you can see that it looks like a slice of pizza. See that slice right there? Looks like it looks like a slice of pizza. So that's the way they look a lot of times, and they lock everything up. And they're pretty difficult to get out, because that's the reason why they didn't leave with the other piece of rock that they were attached to, because they were glued there with dinosaur blood and dead bats and giant pterodactyl wings that melted into a sea 350 million years ago, that then lithified and turned into one of the most solid and hard sedimentary structures on the planet Earth. And we're just gonna try to finger bang it until it gives us some crystals, and we're gonna, like, touch it in all the right ways and try to make it agreeable, and then we're gonna karate chop it when it least expects it and get the crystals. Sound like a plan? All in favor, say aye, give a thumbs up. This is what we're doing here. This is what we've been doing here. And frankly, we ain't never gonna stop. Except for the fact that this live has been an hour and a half, and Bob and Susan at corporate, they said try to keep it to an hour and a half, which means that that puts a lot of pressure on me to find a lot of crystals in an hour and a half. What are you, crazy, Susan? Just because it only takes you 20 minutes to get in your Porsche SUV and drive 103 miles an hour down the highway in Boise, Idaho, doesn't mean that it only takes an hour and a half to find crystals in the earth. It's not how it works. It only takes you a half an hour to get to your job where you just harass me all day and night. I don't know what the time difference between Herkimer County and Boise, Idaho is, but stop texting me PDFs at 3:22 in the morning, Susan. Can wait. Can wait. Bob in accounting, he sends things during business hours. Okay. Live at Rock and Roll is brought to you by WROX, News Radio 99, an affiliate station of Radio Free America, a mega huge media conglomerate based in Boise, Idaho, where Bob and Susan rule the corporate day. Well, we're not in Boise. We're in Herkimer County, and we're smashing rocks. But I still have to bring you the messages from our sponsors. But I have a message for you, Susan, over there in headquarters. Your day is coming. I've put in all the official paperwork. I'm complaining about you, Susan, to the higher ups. I've had enough. These rocks are going to be more agreeable now that that other rock is gone, but probably not really super a lot. There's not going to be a lot of initial agreement. We're going to have to negotiate. We're going to have to maybe run some numbers. We're going to have to talk about percentages and derivatives. Okay? It seems like I'm just hitting it with a fucking hammer. I know that. I know what it looks like. It's a little more complicated than that. Yo, I'm hitting the bonanza all day, every day. You know what, Micro? I am the bonanza. Let's tap this boulder about the arm and leg. Let's see what it wants to do, if it wants to do anything. I didn't see anything in that. But there's this. Let's see. See if we can see that. We can see it. If anything falls out, we'll see it. Some drews. Nothing crazy. But it is mineralization in the doorway. So that is a good sign. And it seems like it's a pretty good size in there. So who knows? Who knows what we will find? Anything can happen. I think that's a piece of calcite. I don't see any crystals yet. There's a lot of junk in here. Who knows what some of it's going to be? Could be anything. Okay, so we're dealing with this area, negotiating with these rocks. There's a big void right where the chisel is. There's a big vug. Might lead into a pocket right under that block. So we're gonna try. We're not gonna try. We're gonna get that block out of there and see if we can see what's going on. In, under, around. In, under, and around. But mostly inside. We want to know what's going on inside of her. Okay, so Live at Rock and Roll Mine is brought to you by WROX Radio 99. I'm Sean Adam, your host. Bob and Susan are on deck back in Boise on the ones and twos. I'm here, 4 on the floor, boots on the ground. Negotiating with rocks on behalf of all of our constituents. Speaking of constituents, we're going to read some comments. Don Smith is here. First you lick it, then you stick it. Cash, grass, or ass. Nobody rides for free. Boulders. Okay, so we're here. We're in a fucking episode. It might be a manic episode. I don't know. We're in an episode. That's what they told me at headquarters. They said every day you have to do an episode or two. And I'm thinking to myself, you know how much energy it takes out of somebody to have a fucking manic episode every day? What are you talking about, lady? What are you talking about, Susan? That seems unrealistic to me. Manic episode every day. What? But then Susan told me that we had a donut sponsorship and that we were going to get endless donuts and $3.5 million in just, a few months, 3 months, 3.5 mil donuts, all the donuts you can eat. And then I lightened up about it a little bit. But then I found out that was a lie. And all we were really getting is a box of donuts. Now, what I think is, I think we really do have a donut sponsorship. And I just realized this last night in my dream. Okay, I had a dream about it. I think we really do have a donut sponsorship. And you want to know what I think? I think Susan is taking the donuts. She's taking the donuts. Just think about that for a moment. What that means. Susan's gonna end up in the hospital. High cholesterol, that's what it means. Because she just sits around in the office in a chair all day. Donut sponsorships are supposed to be for people who work hard, burn calories, negotiate with WROX. You know, that's the point. I'm not doing any of their advertisements. Happy ending, glazed donut. If you're listening to this, let me know if you're sending the donuts to Susan, because we're gonna get to the bottom of this. Eventually, one day, we're gonna get to the bottom of it. I need my internet sleuths out there, remote viewers. We need the whole team. We have to get to the bottom of the WROX Boise headquarters donut fiasco, codenamed Happy Ending. Codename Happy Ending. Happy Ending glazed donuts. That doesn't even sound real. Who the fuck names their donut company Happy Ending Glazed Donut? That's what I used to call my ex-girlfriend. That seems weird. Is that even a real company? I heard they're out of Hoboken, New Jersey. Makes sense. Happy Ending glazed donut. Oh, they got a fucking massage parlor in the back. What is happening? We're just gonna end this joke with the sound of nature. WROX is brought to you by Radio Free America. Tune in, turn on, drop out. We report the rocks. You can look at rocks all day. Live at Rock and Roll Mine. I'm Sean Adam, your host, and it's Saturday, September 16th or 17th or something or other. And we're here together again. Imagine that. That's right, good people of the world. The sounds of nature. It's all fun and games until somebody loses the last name, Don Smith. I'm going to leave you guys here to look at some rocks. This wonderful, beautiful nature shot. I have to go and grab the power cord for the electronic device. Here is a baby praying mantis. Why will it not focus on my baby mantis? Excuse me, please focus. Maybe it's just a grasshopper. No, that's a mantis. It's a baby. This thing will not. It just won't do it. All right, well. Okay, baby. Enough of that. Enough is enough. Let's see if the... Okay, so here we are. We're in this pond that I've been designing, and we're pulling it back, and we're putting all the crystals in our pocket. I'm gonna go and grab the cord that goes to here. I'll be right back. froze. Okay. All right, I'm back. I've got the appropriate equipment and seems good. Okay. Well, I'm actually thinking that I'm going to take a break and cut this one short and come back in about an hour. So this is Sean Adams signing off for WROX Radio Free America live at Rock and Roll Mine. Return after a short break. Be sure to hit this subscribe button that's right around here somewhere inside this skull logo. Just scroll right over it. We're going to put a video right up here that you can click and see some crystals being unearthed. And everything out here is what we're going to be exploring together later. Happy Saturday. Have some lunch. Have a cup of coffee. Be safe out there. This is Sean Adams, your host.